Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Everquest Old School. And on tonight's episode, we are back on the red server, guys. I'm here with a good group of friends, and I'll go ahead and introduce each and every one of them here in a second. But we're going to be following Cypher Deck here to the next spot. So while we do that, I'm going to go ahead and start introducing people. Of course, we do have Cypher Deck with us tonight.
Hey everyone.
And what character are you playing?
Drakmir, a level 12 cleric.
And then we have Drk Dragn with us tonight.
Hi everybody, I love you.
And tell them what character you're playing and what level they're at right now.
I am playing Marana, my level 11, just got level 11 wizard.
And then
Loving it.
You're loving that one? Are there any downsides to playing?
I missed the Necromana regen.
Oh, we got somebody.
But
Yep, this is where we want to camp anyway.
All right, let me go ahead and make my pet. And then, of course, guys, we have ZKP99 with us.
What's going on, YouTube? And sorry about that, guys. My invis faded. I'm playing my Dark Elf Necromancer Veldath. He's level 12 on the red server. I like the Necromancer class. He's much different from the Enchanter, so we'll see how things play out.
Yeah, I have to say I'm kind of intimidated with the Enchanter, to be honest, guys. I've always been intimidated with Enchanters because they have to be Johnny on the spot. They have to be absolutely ready when a bad pool comes in. When everybody else is slacking and not doing their jobs, Enchanters really can shine. Now, I have been in groups with horrible Enchanters, and I've been in groups with mediocre ones as well, but they are one of the few classes that pretty much the entire group will get a feel for how good you are when you're in a group for a short amount of time. Like a cleric, you can be a mediocre cleric and people not really see that in you because the group is just easy enough. There's a really good tank that doesn't require a lot of healing. The Enchanters on the ball with the mezzing, a lot of other factors that go into that. But Enchanters, you just really can't hide from what I've seen. They are either really good or just really bad.
Yeah, and
they have to be on the ball.
Also, a lot of that comes with with your hotkeys that you make and stuff, because when I'm playing on blue, I have different hotkeys for different things. I have my AoE mez, I have my single target mez, so depending on the size of the pool, and when you get your AoE mez at level 16, you can only mez up to 5 mobs, so you gotta watch how many you pull as well.
I don't think I'll be able to use an AoE mez on this server, because it's red server. I'll be able to mez my own people.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
I mean, I've only...
you mess yourself too, won't you?
Yeah, I'm just saying that for blue, just in general.
Right. So it's going to be a different experience playing over here on the red server, guys. A few of those spells, such as anything that's area effect, doesn't really work over here that well. There might be a trick to it. If there is, and you play on the red server, definitely let us know. Again, we're pretty much noobs when it comes to playing on the server. We're kind of getting a little bit of a lesson here and there from... some of Cypher Deck's friends that are actually over here and they play here full time. It's interesting to hear them talk about it and, go through some of the scenarios that people from Blue seem to have in their head about the, preconceptions about how things are run over here. And then when we actually find out that, well, it may sound like griefing, but there's actually a real good reason why people do it the way they're doing it. Otherwise, you just couldn't really, play the game like you do over here. So it's kind of cool. It's like opening my eyes up to another side of the game that I never really knew existed. And the people over here, they may not be in the same numbers as they are over there on Blue, but they definitely are just as passionate about the game as anybody that I've met on the PvE side. So, I got to give them respect on that one. And just the fact that they're willing to go and face it with, small numbers just shows you how dedicated they are. Because that's what the first people who created the server in the first place kind of were, like nobody else was doing it. They were just like, let's try it and see how it works. Oh, there's only 10 people on. That's fantastic. They were just excited to get that many. You having some trouble over there with that mob, huh?
Yeah, he's a little higher level.
There we go.
Shaman incoming.
Level 12.
Grats.
Let me go ahead and mim. I'll mim my spells, and I will get slow finally, guys. I will get charm, and we're gonna be able to kick some serious butt here, I think. Because if I can charm one of these enemies, am I not high enough for that? That's level 16 spell currently. There we go. Yeah, and the slow, I think, is going to make a pretty big difference if I don't, get aggro every single fight. What do you do with slow? Do you wait until they're like at 80% before you cast it, or?
You probably want to cast it right away, and if I'm going to be tanking it until we get it rooted, then what I'll end up probably doing is slamming it with a stun, and then that way someone else can root it and I'll back up.
I can root it.
Okay, I am going to get rid of my pet,
So,
and if you find a good
so
target for me
AC,
to charm, let me know.
All right.
AC,
What's
this
up, man?
is what I'm gonna do. When Drakmir pulls, as soon as he stops to stand his ground where he's gonna fight, that's when I'm gonna root it, and then you can slow it right after, and it won't charge you.
We need to go to North Corona after here soon, guys, because we're getting into those levels where we can make some serious money, and that'll help a lot in the long run.
That's
Yeah.
true, but I'm loving checking out a zone that I've never been to before. That is like the money thing I've done, the equipment thing I've done, getting up to max level, I've done all that. But going to some of these zones that I missed the first, second, or third time around is meaning a great deal to me, just to be able to see them and experience them, because there's nobody in this zone right now, absolutely nobody here. So if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be able to group here either. Let me get out there and actually slow this target. Don't fizzle. There we go. He is slowed. Now, should I use... I think we're actually losing connection with him right now, guys, so we'll have to see if we can get back into the call with him. Yep, it's either I'm going Link Dead or they're going Link Dead. I'm pretty sure I'm going Link Dead because everybody else is running around in circles. And we'll see here in a second. Hopefully, I do not come back to find my corpse laying on the ground, but I would not be surprised considering the fact that... the call went funky. I think we're all losing connection then, are we? I know Cypher Deck running around in circles right there. Definitely did. Oh, no. It's coming after me. Okay. Let's root it in place. Am I the only one that didn't go Link Dead? Is that what the case is? That's why nobody else is attacking it? Oh, Valdeth. No. Don't die, dude. Okay, we need to... what can we do? Can we slow it again? I guess let's slow... No. I had the wrong person targeted. Oh, no. This is not working out too well, guys. Let's see. Okay, so they killed it. We finally got that back, and we lost the call with them. Okay, let's see if... Count One Funky... I want to see if they come back, if they're actually here. Let me type something. This isn't working very well. Looted AC. Yeah, it's already gone. So yeah, it was me who was... Can I charm this bat? Oh, and there's the call. Okay, let me go ahead and answer that call real quick. And the noise you hear is actually my cell phone going off, but there we go. You guys are back.
Hey, well, I'm back. It's that Drakmir was the call host.
Oh, okay. So if you want to get them back in, I went ahead and tried to charm this bat, which is now mine. There we go.
There we go.
And all we're missing now is Cypher, right?
Yep, it seems like it. So we'll have to get him back in the call.
Are you still recording?
Yeah, I went ahead and kept going because I didn't lose connection. We just had some little weird technical difficulty there, so wanted to make sure that people saw. It does happen in this game, guys. It's an MMO. You're online. You're gonna have issues that you run into. The best thing you can do is kind of roll with it and try to figure it out as you go. I do have the bat charmed, by the way, guys. So
both guards are rooted if you want to slow them.
Let me actually do that real quick.
I was gonna say always tash before you try to slow, man, because it makes slow to land easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually haven't been resisted yet. Oh,
Ad.
There we go. Another ad. Okay, let me go ahead and root him.
I got the root. Don't worry. He's rooted.
I was gonna mez him, but the fight's almost over, so I didn't want to really go ahead and waste that on him. There we go. We're gonna slow as well, guys. Now, what kind of... My bat's almost dead, too. What kind of macros do you normally make for notifying the group? Because I know some groups, they absolutely hate getting message after message after message of I'm mezzing this, or I'm charming this, I'm cashing this, I'm complete healing this person. Some of those are acceptable, like the complete heal one, definitely you need to let people know because it's 10 seconds to cast. And the mezzing one, you got to let people know, but do you let people know on the Tash as well? Do you let them know on the slows, or is that something you just go, without saying?
For the Enchanter, personally, anytime you mez, slow, or debuff, I want to know about it because it makes the way I'm going to play different. Another ad, rooting it.
Now I'm going to go ahead and charm this one if I can. What about you, ZK? How do you normally play that out? I think we may have lost ZK there. But yeah, we'll definitely pick his brain when we can next time, guys. I'm down to 20% power, guys. And my pet is rooted, so I can't do anything about it. I do got a shaman, though, so... Oh, he can cast. Yes, he can cast. Fantastic. But yeah, it's just one of those things that it may just come down to the group that you're in. Some groups do not like getting all those messages, while others are perfectly fine with it. I tend to go with... did we lose? Yep, we lost him as well, so...
Like that too. Uh-oh.
I say if they don't come back here before too long, I try to keep this guy charmed or mezzed either way, and then we might have to gate. Like, we'll just have to see how that goes, but unfortunately, our entire group is dropping here, guys. So what I'm going to keep doing is we're going to wait. We're going to see if they come back. If they do come back in a few minutes, we'll keep the video going. If not, we'll just go ahead and end it here kind of short, unfortunately. But like I said, it's just one of those things you run into on a game like this. I have had days in the past where the whole day, I kid you not, just the worst internet you could possibly imagine. You're going link dead every time you zone. You get into a good group, things are going well. You go link dead, and you just can never catch a break. So you kind of have to stick with it. People understand. People are okay with it as long as it's not interfering. Like if people are dying because you're the cleric and you go link dead a lot, they may ask you to leave or just be like, we replaced you while you were gone. But most of the time, they're okay. They're just like, yeah, it happens as part of the game. And they hate when it happens. You hate when it happens. You just kind of have to deal with it. And it sounds like we got somebody back.
Yeah, so.
Hey, welcome back, man.
Power outage for the win, I guess, or lose. Hopefully no one died.
Oh, that sucks. No, nobody died. We're sitting here, and I charmed a shaman, and he's just, chilling. So
We even kept you alive.
yeah,
Nice.
but ZK, he also went link dead as well, so just bad timing, I guess. And I almost went link dead as well, so I think it was the server, like the server hiccuped, because at that exact moment, all of you guys lagged out. You went link dead. ZK, like a minute and a half later, went link dead, and I could have swore I was right there on the verge of doing it as well, so kind of weird.
Wow. I'm the only one who didn't.
Well, I didn't go completely, but it did look like I was going to. Everybody was running around in circles. It could have just been the fact that they were lagging out so bad it made me look like I was lagging out. But yeah, it was interesting. But I was telling the people at home who were watching, it's just part of the game. Do you remember back when you were kind of playing the first time around, any experiences that were just utterly horrible during like a day period where you just kept losing your connection over and over and over again?
It's just you and me right now. Cypher just dropped again.
Well, then that would answer my question, guys. Today would be his day. You trying to make a video with a friend and try to do some experience hunting over in a new zone, and you just happen to have just a really bad experience with something like this. Let me see if I can charm this guy again.
I rooted it, so if you have to back off, you can.
I might have to here in a second, but I got him. That's right, baby.
One thing about charming pets, every time you charm them, it gets harder.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've seen ZK have a pet for a long time. We're talking about like the entire time we're in a zone for 8, 9, 10 hours.
Buffs and whatnot, but haven't you noticed that most enchanters, they'll keep a pet for a while, then say kill it, and they grab another one?
No, I actually noticed the exact opposite. I noticed enchanters will find that right pet, then they'll give him weapons that are actually like selling for hundreds of plat. They buff them up to ungodly amounts, and then they use that guy the entire time they're in a fight, and they feel very bad when he finally dies. So
as long as you can debuff them, you can keep it going.
Well, that's what I was saying. It's a lot of tricks that I'm gonna have to learn. But yeah, I normally find people, stick with the pet that they have. And can I attack this guy? Well, we could try. Let's see if we can do it.
All right, here comes Cypher again.
Is he? Okay, let me go ahead and tash this bat, and we'll go ahead and slow it as well. And guys, I guess we probably will end it here in a minute or two. I'm going to let you guys kind of sit back and watch and see just how this turns out, because I do like to show you when things go bad. You
Want
know,
me to help, or do you want me to just sit back and watch so they can see?
sit back and watch and see with what? The pets?
Yeah, no, the bat.
No, you're welcome to help in the fight. I'm saying I wanted to show them when things go badly, you know, how you have to recover from it. It's not always the easiest thing in the world, but you got to give it a shot. You know, you got to sit there and wait for your friends to come back instead of, because we could have gated out, but then they'd come back to a room full of spawns and they'd have to run out, and it just wouldn't be the very safe or easiest thing for them to do. So, you know, you do, you know, for your friends, you want to make sure you go the extra effort and make sure that you try to stay as much as possible. I remember being in a raid with the guild that I was in at the time, and it was Amici. For those of you who may have been in that guild at the time with me on Interruck. But yeah, we were in a raid, and somebody fell asleep. I forgot who it was. It was like the warrior or something. Somebody in the background fell asleep. They went AFK for a little while, and we were like, oh, he's sleeping on his keyboard, because every so often, I guess he would move, and you would see like just an entire paragraph of gibberish, you know, like letters. So like every so often his face is moving on the keyboard, and he'd hit like the enter button or something, and you get like all the Z's that he typed out with his cheek. And so we knew he was sleeping, right? And so everybody would like run up to him right on top of his screen and cast all the spells that they possibly could, so that that might wake him up, because if he has the speakers on, the closer you are to a person, the louder that gets. And so we tried that method. It didn't wake him up. And of course, things were respawning. And so people were like, oh crap, what do we do? A group of us decided to stay behind and try to just keep clearing the area for as long as we possibly could until he woke back up, because we just didn't want him to die, because we knew he was, you know, bound in a place that wasn't too safe. And if he, you know, went back to that point, he might die again and again and again. So we stayed, and the experience was actually really good. The loot ended up being pretty good, and most of us stayed the entire night. Like, we just, for the next 6 or 7 hours, we sat there guarding his body. And he actually woke up the next day, and we were still there. And he was like, holy crap, guys, you actually stayed here. And that was the dedication we had to each other, because, you know, that's what you do with friends.
School gaming.
Heck yeah, man. And it was good for all of us. We all had a reason to stay longer, which gave us more experience and more loot in the end. And so we had a good time. Plus, sitting there that late, everybody's, you know, a little loopy and stuff, and, you know, making jokes at his expense of, oh, well, you know, he's going to wake up tomorrow with, like, the F key on his face, or, you know, like all these, like, pressed indentations. And, you know, it was just one of those funny things you don't really ever get to see happen on some of the other games that I've played in the past. It's just,
Howler is rooted.
and he is fighting my pet. So let's see. This might end badly, depending on how well my pet can hold up. He's pretty low.
Necro, as long as you invite him back into the group.
Am I the leader?
Yeah.
Okay, let me get Valdith back in. Oh, yeah, I did lose my pet. Okay, so let me see if I can get the other guy.
He's rerouted.
I'll go ahead and get the Cobalt. Yep, and I got him. We'll go on the Howler. I wish I had gotten the Howler, but the Howler was already too low. Yeah. And we're still seeing a Cypher. Are you coming back in?
Trying to as fast as I can. The power just came back on.
Oh, there's no rush. And if the power keeps going out on you, man, we might actually just, you know, call it so that you don't fry your computer or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because I know I have lost a few pieces of things in my house. I fried my fridge once when the power went off.
I have Zom for the Necro to tap.
But do you have any memories like that, Cypher, where you kind of stayed later, you watched over people who, you know, either went link dead and you wanted to wait, make sure that they came back okay, or maybe they fell asleep in a raid and you guys were just like, oh crap, what do we do?
I remember I was helping a friend with a transfer in East Commons, and he said he'd be right back, and he fell asleep at his computer, and I just stayed there all night. I was watching TV or something, waiting for him to come back, and finally, whenever he came back on, I was up for, I don't know, had to have been like 18 hours waiting for him. And finally, he came back on. He went to work and came back, and I was still waiting for him because, in this game with people, it's hard enough to trust people to transfer your gear. But then you have people who camp out on you and they're holding your gear. I didn't want to be that kind of person, so I went ahead and just sat there and waited for him. And finally, whenever he came back on, I gave him his gear and went to sleep myself. I told him I had waited for him, but it didn't really phase him too much that I waited all that time. But it was all right. It was more for me than him anyway.
Right. And I definitely understand what you're talking about because people, yeah, I haven't really seen it again yet since I've been back, but we haven't really gotten to the level where it makes that big of a difference. But people in the old days, you got a reputation and people remembered. There's a lot of people on the server and people still remembered who you were and what horrible thing you did. And if you stole a piece of loot from somebody and it got around and people found out about it, that was it. You were blacklisted. I had an entire list with my cleric that people, when I met other clerics or were in the zone at the entrance or something like that, people would just send me random tells and they're like, hey man, don't ever group with, and they list like the name of the person. They're like, this is what he did to me. And they're like, you can check with these other people if you want to make sure. And I'm like, I don't even know this guy. And yet he's giving me like information on some guy who kind of messed him over because I'm a cleric. And as clerics or enchanters, you were in a
God.
no, you were just in a very powerful situation where if you said I'm not grouping with that guy, the group was like, fine, kick him out of the group, we'll get somebody else. Like they're gonna pick you because they need you.
That's what I mean by God. If you were a cleric, if you said, I don't want to group with this person, and you didn't even have to state a reason. Just
Well,
say, I'm
no.
not with
No,
them.
it depends on how popular he was. You couldn't just do it to anybody. You couldn't just be like, I don't want to group with that guy because I'm being a jerk. Like you'd have a point that you could go to, and then after that, they'd be like, no, we'll get a different cleric. Like you couldn't be a total jerk, but most times they felt the clerics were the ones responsible of keeping like the black book and making sure they didn't get bad people in there or whatever. And it wasn't just you that knew it. Like the other people would know it as well, and they'd be like, "Yeah, don't
You
invite
guys hear
that
me?
guy."
Oh,
Oh, welcome back, man.
I can hear you now.
Yep.
yeah. Sorry about that.
But yeah,
I've been having problems, so
a couple of the guilds that I was in would actually have a message board just for the clerics to put anybody on there and to list what they actually did and who was there to confirm it. And they just had a whole list of nobody in the guild is going to group with these people, and they
Right.
will never be invited to the guild.
Which is why I completely understand what Cypher was talking about, where he waited that long time because it would just take just a few hours for somebody to log on and be like, "Oh, that guy went linked dead on me and stole my loot," and you may be exonerated later on, but for those few hours, you get that bad rap, and by the time people figure out that it's not, it's already too late. Like you've already gotten
Yeah.
that rap. So
Well,
Absolutely.
that's like that guy. I think he was in Indiana. Some kid said that he molested him, so all the neighbors dragged him out to the street and burned the guy alive. And then they found out later on that the kid was lying.
straight from like Freddy Krueger or something. That's pretty
Oh,
harsh, man. Like I realized the crime that they supposedly committed was pretty bad. But jeez, can you talk about like nasty, man?
Yeah, people just they think that just because someone's accusing them that they wouldn't lie. People lie all the time, especially to themselves.
But yeah, in this game, you just kind of have to make sure that you don't do anything too stupid. Like if you make a mistake and you're apologetic for it, people will forgive you for it, and they'd be like, just don't ever do it again. Give the piece back to the group and let them do whatever you want. Remove yourself from the random. All's forgiven. Like it's going to be okay. You don't do that, you're going to get that reputation, and then you're just like, you're never going to find a group, never. And you can play this game for a long time by yourself.
there's a named up. There's a named up. There's the pit fighters up.
Yeah, we're just waiting for Cypher to get back in before we make a move.
Doesn't look like it's gonna happen.
Really?
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, I think what we're going to go ahead and do is in the episode here, guys, we'll see if maybe we can get Cypher in or not, but we'll have to figure that out. At the very least, we want to thank you all for coming out and joining us. If you do enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, but not just on my channel. Go check out the other guys that I group with. They have really, really good YouTube videos that they do on different games. Cypher Deck. If you want to, just let them know a few of the new games that you might be doing here in the future on your Let's Plays.
Absolutely. I'm going to be doing EverQuest 2, Minecraft, as well as I still have more Grow Home to do, and Skyrim, of course. So.
Yeah, and I like the Grow Home series and the Skyrims. I actually like them all, but those are my two favorites right now that I'm watching. As soon as he puts those videos out, I'm like clicking on it that minute. But those are really, really good series. Definitely check them out, guys. And remember, hit those like buttons, subscribe. We always talk about that. I always mention it. It's almost like we harp on it. But to be honest, it's one of the few ways that our channels can, grow a little bit more, because every time you do hit those buttons, it goes a little higher in the rankings. More people are able to see them, and therefore we're able to do more videos in the future because video game companies will give us permission to do that. When I first started my channel, I would probably email, I think it was like 30 or 40 companies asking them for permission, and I might
we got a blue shaman incoming. I'm getting ready to pull it.
All right, man. I might get one response out of that. Now I get maybe 5 responses out of 30. So it goes up as your channel improves, as your channel goes up in popularity as well.
He's gonna nuke the crap out of me.
That's all right. I got my pet on him. And then, of course, guys, we have ZKP99. You want to tell them a little bit about some of the videos that you might be coming out with here?
Yeah. What's going on, YouTube? It's ZK here. I just recently uploaded our Lord Yellowneck kill that we did a couple days ago. So, and also we got some other raid footage that I'm gonna be uploading. I'm also gonna be doing.
Why's your pet on me?
I'm also gonna be uploading the Warrior Epic that we're getting done today as well, or tomorrow. Sorry, and it's gonna be fun to actually see those lightsabers.
Yeah, it'd definitely be interesting to see that. I haven't seen the Warrior Epic since I've been back yet, but I've always loved, the illusion that they had on them. And then, of course, guys, we have Drk Dragn, if you want to say anything before we head out.
Yeah, I'll be doing some Fallout 6 soon.
Not that soon.
Hey, I hacked the timeline, and I'm going to get it.
If I hack the timeline, the last thing I'd be getting is a brand new game, just a few years. I'd go all the way to VR, man. Give me my holodeck. I would love the games now, but I'm looking forward to the VR sim. I'm not looking forward as much to a game in like 1 year, maybe 100 years down the road. Blow my mind. Let me see that stuff.
Yeah, but if you don't have the system to play it...
You get the system while you're there. Why can't you only get the game? Is it that expensive?
I gotta hack the timeline twice. I mean, oh my god.
Just make one trip, buy everything you need, come back with it all. But guys, thanks again for watching. We will definitely talk to you next time.
Subscribe.